how these people can manipulate black people. If you are chicken-hearted and you literally can't stand and close one eye and say, I'm going to mind my business, I'm going to mind my black business, you might end up falling for their trap. We know it very well that these people will only look for black people when they are in problems. But when they are not in problems, they always think they are white. I remember there was a clip back then of these Latinos saying that Latinos and Mexicanos with black people, they have always been like this. Hell no. So there has been a video of these Latinos putting their flags up during the protest in LA, and people are like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? And they are literally calling for black people's help, that they should come and join the protest so that they can help them. So maybe they can get another chance of staying in America.
Seeing protesters in LA waving the Mexican flag is beyond embarrassing. Like, if you love Mexico so much, why don't you go back? Like, look, if you want us to stop saying go back to Mexico, pretty darn simple. Just stop waving the Mexican flag and speaking Spanish and speaking English with an accent and building our houses and putting lime on everything and throwing quinceañeras and laughing out loud at the movies, all right? The new Lilo and Stitch was meant to be enjoyed in complete white bread silence. And while we're at it, stop stealing our jobs and welfare at the same time. Don't ask me how that works. I'm MAGA, not Mensa. Well, I am Mensa, just the Spanish version. While we're at it, though, can you just stop being brown and breathing? Like, if you want us to stop being racist, just stop doing those things. Like, it's not hard. If you don't want to stop, that's on you. Being brown is a choice. This is what I voted for. Anyone flying any flag other than the U.S. flag should be immediately human trafficked to an El Salvador torture prison for life with no due process.
This has happened before, and it didn't turn out well. You see, decades ago, people had beef with the government because of the nuclear program, because of the beef going on in Vietnam, because of some funny experiments the government are doing on people, because of poverty, all these reasons. And they went out to protest. And these people made the mistake of using flags. You see, for some reason, regular people, don't see flags the same way governments do. Waving a flag, a foreign flag, in American soil, they see that as an extremely aggressive form of warfare. Yeah, they see you as an enemy combatant. And this new generation, maybe they don't know what the US does to their enemy combatants, but they will take away your rights, they will incarcerate you, and then they'll give you an extremely lengthy sentence. Back in the day, people didn't use foreign flags necessarily. What they did was they set fire to the flag. And so what the government did was it took pictures. They just took pictures of the people messing around with flags. And then they spent their budget, billions of dollars, tracking down every single person that messed around with a flag. Did you burn a flag? Did you step on the flag? Did you spit on the flag? We're coming for you, mate. And they did. They hunted them down. Sometimes it took years, but they went after them. And I feel so bad for these people who maybe don't study history, but they're coming for you, mate. It may not be now, may not be tomorrow, but there is no escaping this.
They need to take them back, because why would you wave a Mexican flag in the United States? Why don't you just go back to Mexico? Why would you do that at protest? Why are you speaking Spanish language in a predominantly English-speaking country? Well, let's see. People speak Spanish when they say Los Angeles, and that's where all the protests are going on. Los Angeles is a Spanish name. San Francisco, San Diego, Santa Barbara, Santa Cruz, El Segundo, El Condito, El Paso for Texas. The name Florida itself is derived from the term flower. Plano, that's a Spanish name. And it's because Spanish language precedes English language in the United States. In fact, they were speaking Spanish in 1565. English settlers didn't come until later on and started speaking English in 1605. That's when the first settlers were stated to come here. So when you say that this is the United States and you need to speak English, and why would you wave the Mexican or Spanish flag in the United States? It's because they were here before English settlers came to the United States. And a lot of the cities and states are named using Spanish names. This is not rocket science by any means.
So at this point, I'm not going to say that I really know the main reason why these Mexicanos had to stand out and start putting their flag up. Because when you go to other countries, this is something very, very, very huge, of which you can even be arrested. I don't understand what was their main intention. I think maybe they were doing it because they wanted to show how maybe we belong here, we belong in America. Also, they wanted to show maybe black people, you need to stand up and help us. I don't know. Imagine starting to put a flag that doesn't belong to that country, a flag that is foreign. For example, me as a Ugandan, to wake up and go to America and I start putting my flag up. I remember I used to watch movies, and every time maybe people are in a war, when they win, they have to put their flag up to see now it is either that specific country that is on top. I don't want to go into details with this so-called putting the flag up. I know they are being so manipulative and seeking for help and impulsive. Anywho, this is not even the main reason why I've decided to come and do this video today. I found clips of Black Americans really angry about this LA protest. They are like, this is none of our business. This is none of our business, because even if we do help these people, they will not remember us. Besides these other Black Americans that have been coming out and saying that, guys, we need to stand with these people, it is because those have been their friends, those have been their workmates. But when it comes to a real Black American, the FBAs, they honestly don't care, because they know the real intentions of these people. They don't even belong in America. Hi guys, welcome back again to the channel. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. It is Sumi here, just in case you see me for the very first time. I hope you do consider subscribing on the channel. So before we go too far in today's episode, I want to send a shout out to one of my special returning subscribers called Africa is King. Thank you so very much, sir. I don't take any of the efforts you add on this channel for granted. And to all my other returning subscribers that I've not mentioned, thank you so much, guys. I see you and I appreciate the efforts. So guys, I want us to watch these clips and let me know what you think about this episode. Let us react on it together and put your thought down in the commentary. And of course, shout out to all these creators for the great work they are doing, providing all these clips for us,
And now that this administration has decided to deploy 700 Marines in Southern California in response to the LA protests, if you are Black and brown and you've been outside, you've been in those protests, I think that now is the time to get back inside. I'm not even faulting you for being out there. I understand at this point right now, things is rough. People are fighting for their rights. People are fighting for what they believe in. And sometimes you don't feel like, you don't want to stay home. You don't want to be silent. You don't want to feel like you're complacent. I completely understand that, but historically speaking, when it starts getting the way that we're seeing that it's getting, military force, our people are usually the casualties, okay? We are the casualties, and that's just the facts. Here in America, it is what it is. I never want you guys to feel like I'm telling you to just stand aside idly and not do anything. I never want you to feel like I'm telling you to remain silent. I never want you to feel like you're not allowed or you shouldn't be given the right to exercise your freedom of speech or to go and protest. You have all of those rights. It's just historically speaking, it's not safe for us to do so. And that's just what it is. It's not. The minute our people are gathered in mass numbers of hundreds and thousands, the approach is going to become more violent. And that's just what it is. Y'all seen those clips of what's going on and what happened in Minneapolis? Did you see how the police were handling those, I hate to say it, but Caucasian protesters who were throwing garbage cans and throwing garbage at the actual vehicles? Do you know what would have happened if that person was black or brown? Y'all know what would have happened. And I just want to avoid that. I want to avoid that. Right now, they're itching for a reason. Okay? And if they just deployed 700 Marines for this protest, if black people start showing up and showing out the way that we do, understand martial law is literally right there. It's right there. Him signing that order for martial law is going to happen in less than 24 hours. Please, just think strategically. Think strategically. Okay? Thank you.
I firmly believe and will not change my stance on this. Black people should not be boots on the ground within the next 4 years. I agree black people holistically shouldn't stray away from any movement that can help other marginalized groups, but being boots on the ground, physically protesting, is not the move for black people right now, in my humble opinion. I don't think we should be sacrificing our black bodies and be used as shields for the next 4 years under this administration. It's not a good idea. There's other ways to help, ways I'm not going to discuss here on this video. You guys can DM me or figure that out, but as far as black folks physically being on the front lines protesting, we shouldn't. I don't know if you guys noticed, but this administration is literally throwing stuff to try to get marginalized groups to come out and protest, specifically black people. They're trying and trying and trying. They're throwing situation after situation, from Carmelo Anthony to the black father who unalived the cop, like the white woman who said the N-word to the black boy and got millions of dollars for it. They want us to crash out in the streets so bad so they can literally have an excuse to take our lives. And black people holistically, without even saying it verbally, we all communicating, mentally or whatever you want to call it. We can't do it. We can't do it. We know exactly what they're trying to do, and us putting our bodies on the line, we just can't do it. I mean, shouts out to the Hispanic community. They're doing their damn thing in LA and all around the country. This is their time to shine. And I strongly believe, not only is it not beneficial to the black community to put our black bodies on the line for any reason whatsoever right now, but I feel like if black people were at the forefront of this movement for the Mexican community, for the Hispanic community, or anybody who's marginalized or immigrants and this, that, and the third, if black Americans put their bodies on the line, it would be more of a distraction than anything. It just wouldn't end right. It just wouldn't end well. We just got to find other ways to help people. But putting our bodies on the line and then trying to low-key demand us to do it, yeah, that's not the wave.
Just last week, y'all had black fatigue. Just last week, every other demographic who wasn't black, y'all had black fatigue. Now y'all are demanding black bodies to be put on the front line. There's other ways to protest. There's other ways to help. But I find it kind of insane that all of you had black fatigue. But now y'all need black people help. Why is the majority not asking the Asian community for help? Why is the majority not asking the Pacific Islander community for help? Why does everything always have to fall on black people? Especially when y'all have so much fatigue, right? Our existence bothered y'all so much just last week. Y'all had all this black fatigue because we told y'all stop saying the N-word in rap songs. You know what I'm saying? Stop wearing our women's box braids. Stop trying to wear fake dreadlocks. You ain't black. You ain't. Y'all had black fatigue, bro. I ain't forget that. Y'all had black fatigue. But you know how black people do. We sympathetic. You know eventually we gonna help. We always give in, man. Every single time we always give in. We always give in. But just know, most of us ain't forget. Just last week, y'all all had black fatigue, bro. Y'all all had black fatigue. Y'all all had black fatigue.
And to my Mexican people that's protesting in America, please put your Mexican flag down and put up an American flag and flip that motherfucker upside down. Because we don't want him to push the narrative that, oh no, Mexico was illegal immigrants are trying to take over. Like, y'all gotta put the Mexican flag up. Okay? You in America, you gotta stand for America, put the flag upside down to show distress, but don't give him no ammunition. Okay? I'm in the house and y'all outside. So please abide by the rules to protect all of us. And know that we in this shit together, but we together, and I'm giving y'all the pointers. I'm giving y'all the pointers because we together, and I'm giving y'all the fucking pointers. Because when they see the Mexican flag, they're going to say that's an illegal immigrant, and they're not standing for America. They're not trying to be in America. They're trying to take over America. They're going to run all kinds of stuff. You're going to have people say, well, you love me so much, what you do back over there? We don't want that right now. We want people to understand, even if you are here illegally, you are required to have due process because that is what the American democracy is made up of. That's what the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and all of the laws of the land, it says, hey, if you're on American soil, you get due process. You gotta help yourself because you don't want to go to court and then you have to ask, well, why were you flying a Mexican flag instead of American flag? So get the American flag and put that motherfucker upside down because that's a distress call. That's what you do. Okay, leave the Mexican flag at home. Love you, bye.
I'm seeing some misplaced anger from some Latino people coming out saying, oh, black people, you need to be out there with us, front line, standing with us in solidarity. We did. We stood with y'all in that voting booth. Black people voted in solidarity against that man. I'm not saying this is not our fight. What I am saying, we stood up for y'all when y'all didn't stand up for yourselves. Matter of fact, let me show you something right quick. This is from American Society, Council of Americas, who got their data from the Associated Press, as you can see right here. 42% Latino voters cast a ballot for Donald Trump. Y'all are house divided. Now, to compare, 81% of black folks voted for Kamala Harris. Actively voted against this, what's happening right now. So I'm not saying don't be upset, but maybe direct it towards your own kinfolk, your own skinfolk first. Because we stood with y'all in that booth.
I'm going to tell you right now, with these LA protests, I mean, knowing history, we know that the Latinos did help the blacks. The Latinos did help the blacks during our time of civil unrest. They had gangs. They did help us. The Young Kings helped us. All this is documented. But here's the reason why I feel like blacks have no purpose of being in this. How are they going to be out there protesting, waving a flag of Mexico, a country that they say they don't want to go back to, but destroying a country that they say they want to stay in? Don't make no sense. See, we can't help y'all out there flagging them Mexican flags. We ain't got no help for you. Put them flags down, get you some Mexican American flags. But long as you waving them Mexican flags, black people ain't got shit to do with that.
Offended by my take, whatever. If you're from Texas, you know who Zero is, you know who DJ Screws is, you know Big Mo. These are all very popular Texas rappers. Here recently, I've been seeing them go viral a lot on TikTok, catch a lot of attention. People do edits of them. And the main people in the comments claiming it as Texas culture and it's something that grew up on are Hispanic, specifically Mexicans. I've seen what's been going on in LA, and I've been seeing think pieces all over TikTok of Mexican people, yet again, trying to bash black people and bully black people into protesting for them and having their backs. I'm not saying We can't stand up for what's right. I'm not saying we can't make a post or two defending them, because granted, what's going on is pretty hurtful and it's sad. But I think it's very weird how y'all be fanned out over Black American culture. Let's be specific. Let's talk about the specific part of diaspora. Y'all are so fanned out over Black American culture. Y'all are fanned out over Black men and Black women who have made these music genres and these music types popular. Y'all are fanned out over Black culture. Y'all are fanned out of, saying the N-word. Y'all just can't keep it out of y'all's mouth. Then when y'all are in trouble, then when y'all start getting attacked, when the odds start to stack up against y'all, the first thing y'all want to do is run to Black people. Black people aren't the only people of color in the world. Why haven't you made a post talking about, why aren't Asian people having our back? Why aren't Indian people having our back? We're all people of color. Why aren't the other brown people having our back and protesting for us? The first thing, this is every non-Black race. Every non-Black African race does this. Whenever there was Asian hate crimes going on, guess what the Asian community did? Run to the Black community. Y'all do the same thing every time, and I just find it funny on how y'all expect Black people to have y'all back. Y'all expect Black people to go and protest with y'all and make posts, but when a Black person tell you or ask you to stop saying the N-word because it's offensive and it's racist and it's disrespectful for you to be saying because you're not Black, all of a sudden you can't tell us what to do. It's Cali culture, it's Texas culture, like we're Black too, we're cousins, this and that, third. And then y'all get mad when Black people don't want to help y'all and they want to sit down and say, okay, you got it. Let's make this clear. And I'm talking about all Black people all over the diaspora, but for specifically Black Americans, they don't owe you a thing. They don't owe you a post. They don't owe you a protest. They don't owe you anything. They don't owe you a thing. I'm sorry. Black Americans built America, and quite frankly, gonna be controversial, but Black Americans are the main ones keeping it running. Their inventions, their music, their entertainment, their money is what's also keeping the U.S. afloat, not just Hispanic people in America. I really don't appreciate the think pieces and people getting here on TikTok trying to blast Black Americans yet again, having so much entitlement and feeling like you're entitled to the voices of Black Americans. You're entitled to the protests of Black Americans. They don't owe you a thing. Until you learn how to respect Black people as a whole, until you learn how to keep the N-word out of your mouth, until you learn how to give credit where it's due when it comes to Black culture, Black music, the way Black people dress, the way they talk, until you can admit that you're fanned out over them and that you love their culture, you do, babes. You do. Grills, the long nails, the big old hoops, the Black rappers that you listen to, the rappers that are not Black but are inspired by other Black rappers. Till you can do all those things, you have no room to talk about what Black people should be doing for you and what they shouldn't be doing for you and why can't they help you and why can't they do this. They don't owe you a thing. They don't. Y'all can be mad all y'all want to. Y'all can flood the comments. I really don't care. This is coming from someone who has Hispanic friends. I have nothing against Hispanic people. Just like white people, y'all be getting out of y'all place and y'all be feeling too entitled at times. I just think it's really weird, fake, and trifling that the only time y'all want to be in our faces is when y'all want something, when y'all need something, when y'all want somebody to come and defend y'all for stuff. There's other people of color out there in the world too. You don't have to just depend on Black people to help y'all and support y'all. If you want respect, you have to give it. Starting with keeping the N-word out of y'all's mouth. Let's start there. Please.
I personally am glad that now Black people are literally waking up and standing up, not being blinded by the manipulation of these people and their crocodile tears. I personally am glad about that, and I'm glad that we have even found these videos and at least we know what to do. It is high time for Black people to mind their own business, to actually continue minding their business. So guys, I don't know what you think about this episode. If you have watched it up to this far, I'm thinking you have enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about it down in the commentary. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I hope you do consider subscribing on the channel. We shall meet again in another clip that I'll be uploading. Stay blessed. See you tomorrow.